Oh man, he lights Andrew Kolvet on fire. Holy shit.
He lit it on fire, bro.
Oh, have you seen his new video he released today? Bro, did you see that Baron Coleman has his new clips channel pumping again, it looks like? Check this out. You guys saw that, right? He released a new clip talking about Andrew Kolvet. Bro, check this out.
He knew Erika could handle this type of lifestyle.
Which is exactly why he constantly said the women should be home and not at work and raising kids. If it's true, if what you just said is true, Charlie's a monster. And then Andrew, completely out of nowhere, tells us his phone broke. I don't believe you. This doesn't make you look better, Andrew. It makes you look worse. I got bad news for you, Andrew. It sucks. You might be the worst PR agent in the history of PR. Erika's family, they should all hate you. Because you are destroying this man. You're destroying this woman. You don't have to be this way, Andrew.
Damn.
That was the first indication we got. The second indication was from Andrew Kolvet about 15 minutes later, 14 minutes later to be exact. We have Andrew Kolvet tell me what's weird about this announcement. The Turning Point board has unanimously elected Erika Kirk as the new CEO and chair of the board. Great. Thanks. Charlie told me and many others that this is exactly what he wanted. She's ready. Wait, what? Again, why is this the emphasis? Why is this the emphasis? Why are we talking about this right now?
Let me know in the chat. Have you guys seen this video? Oh man, he lights Andrew Kolvet on fire. Holy shit.
I'm very confused why you feel the need to get out in front of the fact that maybe Charlie didn't want this. You know, we talked about the other day when we said, hey, they can't stop talking about the necklace. Everybody had a conversation about the necklace. Where's the necklace? Erika wants the necklace. Oh, he's wearing the necklace. Oh, he came in to get the necklace. Oh, here's his necklace, Jesse Waters. Look at his necklace. It's a great necklace. And all of a sudden you go, why the hell are they talking about the necklace? What's up with the necklace? And they did the same thing about Frank's phone. What's up with your phone, Frank? Why are you so concerned about your phone? And then Andrew, completely out of nowhere, tells us his phone broke. His phone broke. It just, I know it's designed to get text messages, but the text messages took it out. Really? Because I dropped mine out of a third-story window one day into a pool. I pulled it out, let it dry, and it worked just fine.
This is a clip. So this is a clip of the whole live. I think that this is clipped out of a whole bunch of different parts. Yeah. It's a good,
and it bounced
it's a good
before it went into the pool. You're telling me it buzzed a couple too many times and died? What a weird conversation. I don't believe you.
I don't believe
And the fact that you brought it up without anyone asking where your phone is means we really don't believe you. And the fact that you're telling me on your very first announcement, the very first day she's been appointed, that this is what Charlie wanted means that is not what Charlie wanted. I can assure you. I can assure you. It just doesn't make sense. And then we get Tyler Bowyer's version. Tyler had been there obviously longer than Andrew, longer than Erika. He just leads with it. This was what Charlie hoped for and wanted and said so numerous times. Wait, what? Why are you guys all telling us how often Charlie went around saying that he wanted Erika to take over and then he died? How much did Charlie talk about dying? Like, is this all he talked about? He walked around all day like, hey, can you pass the orange juice? Hey, if I die, Charlie, please, we're at breakfast. Oh, yeah. Hey, let's go get a roast beef sandwich for lunch. Hey, oh, and by the way, if I die, Charlie, it's not even lunchtime. Oh, okay. Hey, do you think we should get pizza for dinner? Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, and if I die, Charlie, that's 3 times in one day, big man. Dial it back. It's getting a little creepy. It's a little morbid. Erika is one with Charlie and Charlie is one with Erika. Oh, that's weird. Because Charlie's dead. Not to be morbid, but Charlie's dead. We will put all.
Bro, Baron has got that hilarious. He's hilarious, dude. The guy is just. He's a grade A troll. I'll tell you. If he was trolling somebody, you better watch out. I'll tell you that right now.
A few moments later.
And so the plane we requested records for was plane 990404. This is a C-37, like you see on your screen there. And that's a 99th Squadron aircraft. These are very routine flights. These are unclassified flights. These are historically almost always released under FOIA when you ask for the records. Who was on the plane? Where were they going? These are very routine FOIA requests, and they're very routinely granted. They do have some standard privacy redactions when you get your thing back, but they're handled directly through the 99th. But if you go back to our denial, it doesn't say that the 99th is who has discretion over these particular records. these particular records that we requested will not be granted because of the discretion of the Presidential Airlift Group. That is a different group. That's a different command. That's a different structure. That's a different organization. They're all part of the 89th, but the 99th and the PAG are two different entities. So let's look real quickly at the PAG. This is the VC-25. Says this aircraft are operated and maintained by the Presidential Aircraft Group, assigned to Air Mobility Command. So they're part of the 89th at Joint Base Andrews, but they have the unique mission of presidential travel, upholding the proud tradition and distinction of being known as Air Force One. That's the Presidential Airlift Group. Now, is it possible that someone who ordinarily flies under the Presidential Air Force Group might use another plane? Sure. Vice President Harris one time flew on a C-37. Normally that would be a SAM flight under the 99th, but she flew instead on a C-37. Joe Biden once flew on a C-37. They typically do this when they want to stay low profile, or they're flying into a place with a very small footprint, a very small airbase footprint. So they don't have the 1.5 or 2 mile long runway that's required to stop Air Force One or one of the large planes. So they actually fly on a smaller plane just for convenience. It's happened before, but if you don't want to take a highly recognizable aircraft into a particular area, you might fly on a C-37. But when you're talking Presidential Airlift Group, you're talking support for presidential transport. You're talking White House advance teams.
This is what's making me curious and concerned is if it's White House advance teams, what does that mean? Besides, I mean, I know what it means, but maybe they sent somebody there. You know, he's giving the explanations on who it could be. It could be the White House advance team that goes and scopes ground before, but he rules that out. He goes on.
A White House advance team are people who go out in advance of a White House visit. So if the president of the United States is showing up in Nashville, he's going to speak at the convention center. They don't just show up the day of and say, where's the men's room? No, they send an advance team out. They go out in advance. They check out the security, the lay of the land. They look for infill and exfil routes. They know where the hospital is. They get in touch with certain emergency communications. They get in touch with the local highway patrol to know how do we shut down the interstate when the time comes. They look at where helicopter pads are in case they need to do a quick evacuation by helicopter. They look at locations where snipers can be posted. They go ahead and sweep the facility for bombs. They bring in bomb dogs. They bring in all kinds of stuff. This is one of the missions of the Presidential Airlift Group, a White House advance team. We can be sure that the White House advance team was not at Fort Huachuca. That would not be something they would do. So we can rule that out. That's one of the 3 reasons the PAG flies, and we can rule that one out. The second one is Secret Service coordination. So if the Secret Service has to go out for whatever reason and do something related to presidential duties, they will fly under the PAG. The PAG will take care of that. The Presidential Airlift Group will get them a plane. Even if it's not the big plane, they'll get them a plane and they'll be in control of making sure the President's Secret Service or the Vice President, or not the Vice, the President's Secret Service is here or there, wherever they need to go. Probably not the case in this situation. There's only one other class of people who fly under PAG, and that's special missions directly tasked by a particular office in the executive branch. And that is the White House Military Office. The White House Military Office can task the Presidential Airlift Group to fly missions. You might have heard recently of the White House Military Office. After the president came under attack at the Washington Hilton at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, Candace Owens received an email that was mistakenly sent to too many people, talking within an hour, I think, of the event, talking about the fact that the Erika Kirk video was trending. And that the trending Erika...
Everything is a PSYOP. As I listen, it's just like everything is a PSYOP. They don't want to tell us who it is. It's someone super high up. And essentially, that's what we're facing.
Countered this in a FOIA request. We are not amateurs at FOIA requests. This is something we've done a lot. This is highly irregular. You ask for flight information. They either tell you they can give it to you in whole, or they have to redact certain portions. And if they redact it, they put a little, code section or some sort of legend over the redaction telling you why they redacted that certain piece of information. Say it had a phone number or an email. No, they would want to redact that. I don't blame them for that. I wouldn't want my phone number and email on the computer any more than it already is. So that doesn't bother me. And they would tell you in the little legend, it's personal information, PII. But never
personal information. But the problem is, we are asking as Americans, Baron, they probably look them up, and it took them 6 months to get this response to them. Why so long when it typically doesn't take that long? And then why hand it off to this special air mission? Now, the problem here is that it's coming, at least the information is at least coming from the highest up. And if so, then most likely the plane that they're declining this notice is transferring someone of the highest level. Who is that person, right? Where it stops being about the plane is Baron really just named the only office that fits it, and that's kind of where I sit. Is it's basically the White House military office. He says it. I think he said it. I know he did say it. I don't know.
Working on this. So a contractor, an employee within the department.
But yeah, he goes on to say the White House military office,
now, unfortunately for them,
is solely responsible for this response. And it's not an advanced team. It's none of that, man. It's obviously somebody that was going there in order to do something. I mean, we don't know any more details. But if indeed Mitch Snow's story comes true, then this 99th, or 100th presidential airlift group flying private to do what? Or flying as a special aerial mission? I mean, this is concerning, man. It's concerning.